Suffering, a brief look at Job. The book of Job addresses the question of why righteous men suffer. It demonstrates God's sovereignty and the meaning of faith. It's divided into 5 parts. Job is tested, chapters 1:1 to 2:13. 3 friends answer Job, chapters 3:1 through 31:40. A young man answers Job, chapters 32:1, 37:24. God answers Job, chapters 38:1, 41:34. And Job is restored, chapters 42:1 through verse 17. Job, a wealthy, upright man, loses all his possessions, his children, and his health. Job was deeply disturbed over the meaning of his suffering. He defended his integrity to his friends, who asserted he must have sinned to suffer like that. Job hated his hardships, but accepted them. He never blamed God. Remember what his wife said when she looked at his pitiful condition and told him to curse God and die? But he said to her, "You speak as one of the foolish women speaks. Shall we indeed accept good from God, and shall we not accept adversity?" Job 2:10. Job was an amazing man of God. Job did the following, he did the following when he was told all his children were dead. Then Job arose, tore his robe, and shaved his head. And he fell to the ground and worshipped. And he said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Can you imagine that? This man loses everything. He worships God and does not blame the Lord for his calamities. The Bible says in Job 1:22 that in all this, Job did not sin or charge God with this wrong. Job's rock-solid faith also came out in chapter 13, verse 15, when he said, "Though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. Even so, I will defend my own ways before him." What are we supposed to learn about suffering from the book of Job? First, we see a man of God who trusts God and accepts adversity even though he does not understand it. We know that there must be an explanation for suffering, but we may not get the reasons here on earth. We must always be ready for suffering. Job teaches us that understanding the cause of suffering is less important than knowing God and trusting Him in our reaction to suffering. We also learn a few things about Satan in the book of Job. The devil is accountable to God. All angelic beings must present themselves before God. God knows the devil's intentions. He knew that Satan wanted Job. Satan is not omnipresent. He can only be at one place at one time. Satan is a created being who cannot read our minds or predict our future. Otherwise, the devil would have seen that Job would not renounce God. Satan cannot do anything without God's permission. God restricts the devil. God will only let him go so far. Job's friends were not much help. The young man did better than the others in trying to explain things and comfort Job, but he was still off base. God never tells Job that his troubles came because he let Satan test Job's faith. He answers Job with questions about the Lord's creation and where was Job when God did these marvelous things. God is sovereign. He does what he wants, when he wants, for his own reasons. This may seem cold and harsh, but we must trust that God's purposes are always good no matter what. God is love. 1 John 4:8.